What's up, man?
Woo, StreamYard.
Woo, doggy.
About tonight, boy.
Woo, doggy. All right. Listen, guys. You see it? Yeah. And we've got some news for you guys, man. We got some fucking groundbreaking news, man. I can't wait to talk about this. As you guys know, Barack's outspoken half-brother launched a Solana-based token, meme coin, last year called Obama. Siri, I know you know about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so back in 2024, when all that stuff was getting hyped, everything was crazy. Then it dumped, and then it pumped, then it dumped, and Malik claims that he was tricked. He was tricked by bad actors, and apologized to the community. But was he really acting alone? We've got some stuff to dig up there. Going to be a lot of fun, man. We're going to be looking at some charts as always. Stick around to the end of the video if you really want to get updated on this story. I think we got something there. So stick around. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so. Like, share, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys for being here. Siri, what is going on, man? How are you?
Oh, I got a couple bones to pick with StreamYard. I'm not real thrilled. I'm not going to go quite the route of Coinbase yet, where I dog them as much as humanly possible. But I will say they're well on their way if they keep it up, because full internet signal on the Wi-Fi, guys. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're transparent on this channel. So we were having some more tech issues that don't make sense because the internet was full on signal. Did a connection test, 600 megabits per second, and yet somehow StreamYard shows less than 1 bar. Makes no sense because I had another profile open on another window. Everything was good. So something needs to give with that. I'm not quite sure what it is, which is not good because I like using StreamYard. I like their interface. So I hope that we can get this problem resolved. I really do, because I would like to be a permanent customer of them, but we got to get this fixed. So now that I got that off my friggin' chest, and that's the nice version. So what's up, man? It feels like we've had a couple weeks without even doing a show, brother.
Yeah,
it feels like it's been a month or something.
It has, man. Like because last week, I know you had a gig. No, it was the week before. No, it was last week. So last week you had a gig, and I did a show on Wednesday. No, I did a show on Thursday, and then you did. Yeah, and then you did the Hunter interview from Off-Chain Labs and Arbitrum, which was excellent, man. Like that was so good, dude. Good job with that.
How cool was that, huh?
Dude, having him on the Crypto Remora was awesome, man. And like you said, we had the Colonel on. That was really fun. That was when he was at Hashflow. And we've always wanted to get him as well.
We tried to get the Colonel when he was with Arbitrum. We couldn't quite land it when he was with Arbitrum, but we got him with Hashflow. I don't care how we got the Colonel. We got the Colonel.
We got him. We got the man on. Yeah, dude. So having Hunter on was really cool, man. This market has just been crazy lately, dude. Like Ethereum building bullish momentum. We've got Federal Reserve policy. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the stuff going on with Jerome Powell, man. Like another person's calling for him to resign. I guess him and Trump got together today. I don't know if that's going to be good for the markets or what, but we do have a meeting coming up, I believe next week, man. Yeah, next week we have a Fed meeting coming up. There's like a 4% chance that we get a rate cut. Nobody's really expecting that, but then it jumps to like a 60% chance for October. How you feeling about that, man? You think we get a rate cut? We also need to look for language too. Hawkish, dovish. How do you think this plays out, man?
It's so hard to tell, bro.
I know.
Let's before we even jump into that, Moment of silence for Ozzy
and
Hulk
Hogan, man,
and Malcolm Jamal Warner. Everyone's waiting for threes. You pieces of crap. Did you guys not watch Malcolm Jamal Warner pass two? So, you're waiting for that other third. Everyone keeps saying the third. I mean, Malcolm Jamal Warner may not have been as big as Ozzy or as big as, Hulk, but I mean, come on. He was in the Cosby Show. He was the big brother on the Cosby Show. I mean, he was still kind of young. So, I mean, there's your three right there. I'm not sitting around waiting for a third. They say bad in threes, but man, did you watch the concert? Did you watch Ozzy's last concert?
No, I haven't seen any concerts or anything.
It was that I watched that. Me and Joe watched that last week or whatever. I watched in segments, not the whole thing, but I've seen a lot of the acts basically.
Yeah.
And it was very emotional just watching that. And then of course it was like not even 2 weeks later he passed, but he kind of knew, man, like he wasn't doing good.
Man. How old was he, by the way?
76, I think.
Jesus,
76,
dude.
I think.
I don't know. To me,
that's amazing for the Prince of Darkness. I mean, for being a rock and roller, that's like freaking, for what he's done, man. That's huge, dude.
True.
For how many shows he's played. And
that is true.
Yeah.
I just feel like 76 is young, dude. I don't know. That's just me. Like,
yeah, it does feel like that, especially for, but that freaking Parkinson's and all that stuff he had, the spinal stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of problems, but sad either way. And then Hulk, of course, I woke up today and then it was all Hulk Hogan was all on the thing.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So come on, man. We're here to talk about crypto, man. What you got for us, man? Anything that
is this a crypto? Is this a crypto podcast?
It is a crypto podcast. But I'm curious, man. Like I've been waiting to talk to you. We haven't done a show together in like 2 weeks, man. So I've been waiting to get your thoughts on everything, dude. And now I have the opportunity. So I'm backing you into a corner.
Well, we had an interesting pump to 120, 121, whatever.
123.
123.
New all-time high.
And I just kind of glanced down. I said, okay, everything's good. And then we came back down to 119 and everyone was like, all right, it's a dip. And then I made the post. I said, you guys call this a dip? And then right away it shot back up. And I was like, good, I made a good call. Hopefully it didn't crash on Twitter and I look like an idiot. But it went right back up. And I was like, yeah, no sweat. I knew that was going to happen. And then, of course, now we're having a small correction. And I feel the same way, basically. Like I still feel like you guys call this a dip. Like, is this a correction? I mean, really, from 123 to where are we at right now? 118, maybe?
Yeah, like 118, 119, 118. Yeah.
We're at 118. So, okay, Solana was having a good run. Pudgy Penguins had a good run, took off. And then, I just, when you get that feeling when you see your coins up 18, 23%, and you're like, I'm going to take some profit because tomorrow I know it's going to be a red day.
Of course.
I pulled one of those moves and it ended up being the right move. I pulled profit on Pudgy and then waited the next day or whatever. And then, of course, I think I did good on that, right? Pudgy's not pumping. I haven't double checked since yesterday. I got to double check my own work, but I think I did good on that. It was at like 4. Yeah, it's at 3.7. So as far as price action goes, we'll wait till we pull the charts up. But everything to me seems beyond strong. Bitcoin seems beyond strong. The daily, I saw a bull flag. We were kind of flagging out, looked a little bit bearish with the RSI, but the flagpole itself looks good. The sideways consolidation looks good. So nothing that triggered me on the daily, as far as I'm concerned. Of course, we'll look when you pull it up. But yeah, dude, I think everything's just kind of playing out. Jerome Powell, I don't know. We got so much shit going on with, you got the Fed.
Yeah.
You got the Fed. You got the P. Diddy thing still lingering. You got the Epstein crap. You got all this political, Orange Man and Epstein is in the forefront of everything. But then at the same time, you got all this bullish stuff with Bitcoin. So it's just, in my opinion, it's a whole lot of the same. We're just kind of going sideways a little bit. I would like to see the charts before I say anything about our downside. But as of right now, I don't see anything in the charts that looks like it's scaring me or spooking me. I damn sure don't think this is the top. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just kind of moseying through. I think I don't think this move excited me as much as it would have 6 months ago. In other words, so it's like I'm not impressed. Everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin hit all-time highs at 123. And I'm like, yeah, who cares? Like, I was just like, come on, man, because you know where my price target is, $275,000. So to me, 123 is like, that's good. Let's keep rolling though. Like, let's either roll over, have a nice proper correction, and head up towards your mark around 150, or get the show on the road. I'm kind of thinking, with all this sideways momentum, if they want to keep rolling us sideways, the real move hasn't happened yet. Like, so that's kind of where I'm like, that's where I'm at right now. But I want to see if we get a temporary cool down or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening. I mean, the whole Jerome Powell thing, the people calling for his resignation. I don't think that that's something that we need right now. I mean, I know him and Trump have been kind of going back and forth or whatever. Trump wants a rate cut because he knows that these tariffs, I mean, there's a deadline coming up, man. We got a tariff deadline on August 1st. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the EU and China. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But I know there's a deadline coming up August 1st. It's like 30% tariffs on the two countries. So that's going to be huge, man. And if we don't get the rates cut and we have, these tariffs put in place, it could be, it could shake the markets, man. It could shake the markets. So we really need to pay attention. Obviously, we're not expecting him to cut rates this coming FOMC meeting, for this month. But we're looking for the language. If he's talking, soft language and dovish language, then it's good. It's positive. We're looking more like we're going to get a rate cut in September. October is like 86% chance of getting a rate cut. So a lot of people are speculating that we're going to get the trade deals all situated. All that's going to be fine and dandy. We got the deadline coming up. Jerome Powell, I'm just giving some theories, some suggestive theories here. Jerome Powell, he speaks dovish at the meeting, FOMC meeting, and we start talking about a rate cut in September. And then we've got all this crypto legislation that's going on. The Genius Act, he signed that in. And then there's a few other ones that we're looking to work on here. The Clarity Act, the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act. There's a lot of things happening. Stablecoin adoption is just absolutely insane. A lot of people looking at Ethereum now. So there's a lot of stuff happening that we're keeping an eye on, man. And it's exciting stuff, man. Record ETFs. Insane, dude.
Don't Andrew just put something in the chat, dude.
What? All right. So yeah, and we got Western Union's interest in using stable coins. So much, man. So much, dude. It's really turning the sentiment bullish. Like, we are still bullish and people are freaking out over a 3% correction. Like, dude, this is a healthy correction, right? There's crashes and pullback. Like, this is literally just from profit taking. We've seen $16 billion worth of money go into these ETFs. And then we saw 200 million come out, in one day the other day. And it's like, dude, you're comparing apples to oranges, man. Like, that's profit taken. That's not a lot of money compared to the inflows. The outflows is nothing. So there's still a lot of stuff happening here.
So Crypto Holmes, shout out to Holmes. GMB's in the house saying Ozzy was rolling different. Do you think August will be an up month, or do we wait for October and November? And then he says, watched Hulk Hogan live a few times. Rest in peace. We're still way down on altcoins. And then he says he wants a rate cut because Biden administration financed our debt short term. A rate cut will save the U.S. taxpayers between 300 and 600 billion. So a lot to go into right there. First of all, August being an up month. Here's the thing. Very good question on that. I think that is exactly what we need to pay attention to right now. You got to kind of think about this from a government standpoint, but also think about it from a crypto standpoint. If I had to offer you a trade and I said, listen to me, Either we stay between 100 and 117,000 and we trade sideways for 3 to 4 months, which is, we've been kind of sort of in that range already. Like if I said, you got to wait 3 more weeks, but if you do, I'm giving you an 86% chance that you're going to get a rate cut. Not only that, I'm also going to tell you in Bitcoin's most historical months where the most epic pumps ever happen, October, November, December, those 3 magical months, will happen right after a halving and right after a rate cut. Would you take that deal? And the answer for me is sign me the hell up. As a matter of fact, go ahead and take us down to 92 real quick, wipe out the CME gap, shake the weak hands out, and then let's freaking roll. I'll wait till October, wait for this, or wait for the FOMC, cut the rates, and let the bull go. And that would be freaking epic, dude, because no one would see it coming. And oh my God, would you imagine if we went from 117-ish where we're at, let's say 120, Wes, they cut rates, those months happen, and then what if nothing happened for like a week and everyone's just sitting around like, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? The honey badger just rips like up past 150, 175. The FOMO that will kick in, bro, it would be insane. And it would be something nobody's ready for, even us, because it would be such a short period for such a massive run. But honestly, I've been saying this, man. I still feel 275. Me and you talked earlier. I'm not changing my stance, bro. I still see 280 for this cycle. I know some people think I'm overly bullish, but think about how sideways we've gone. Think about how long we've been grinding. Think about all the adoption, everything. It's just, it could all be perfectly lining up. We get that rate cut, man. So to answer your question about August, Holmes, I think it's more of the same. I think we go sideways for longer, up until the end of August, maybe halfway through September. And like he was saying, hopefully Powell gets some good news, man. And then we take, what do you think about that?
Yeah, you asking me?
Yeah, what do you think about what I was saying about maybe sideways? Would you take that deal if I offered you that deal? If it was up to me?
What, going sideways or what?
I'm sorry. Pay our dues for another month sideways, and or
I don't think that we've. I'll point it out in a second, but I don't think that we've really moved enough to have to come back and pay our dues. Like, that wasn't a big move.
It wasn't.
Yeah, we just barely, compared to the moves that we've seen these last few times that we've built this structure. I mean, it wasn't really that big of a move because
it wasn't.
We went down a lot steeper on this previous consolidation. Remember, we were kind of comparing the last 2 times that this happened. We went down so steep that move, it was big from the bottom, peak to top, or bottom to peak or whatever. It was a big move in that sense, but like that, I don't know. From the previous point, like that previous major swing level, man, we really haven't moved that much. That was at 110. So I don't know. We had to make up a lot of ground to come back up. So that the other half that's sticking above 109, 110, we just haven't really, I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like we've moved a lot.
Well, let's dive into some charts, because the last thing I looked at that I noticed was that we were at a halfway point. There's a big flagpole, then there's a little flagpole, and we're flagging out on the little flagpole. But to me, the big flagpole is perfectly halfway of this smaller flagpole. So in other words, big flagpole, then a smaller flagpole, which is almost exactly halfway, which means I think that we still got to finish that extrapolation from the first flagpole. We still got to finish that move, right? So I still think we go up to 130, 134, 135-ish before we complete this quote unquote move, right? I still think we're owed that from the previous flagpole.
Yeah.
But I'll wait till you pull it up so you can see.
Yeah, man, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. See, why didn't you go on there? There you go.
Bro, we had people waiting in the chat too. We had the good clickbait thumbnail guys, and then we had all these techies,
Yeah,
and
man.
we got
Did.
shadow banned like I'm
Freaking hour. An hour
sorry
later.
about that, y'all. We love you.
All right, so this is the daily chart, man. I'm just actually I want to start with the weekly chart here because as you can see, we're putting in a inverse head and shoulders pattern. I actually drew it here with the head and shoulders tool, but even if you take that away, I mean, you can see the zigzag actually pointed that out. So this was the kind of area of consolidation that I was talking about on the weekly. This one we went sideways and down, and it took forever. This one was like, nope, boop, dropped so much more violently than back here. But thankfully it did because like now we're putting in this inverse head and shoulders pattern, and it looks beautiful. So yeah, I mean this is huge, man. Putting in this inverse, we finally just broke above the neckline. I would like to see some kind of retest of that neckline, which would also come down and fill that liquidity gap, and also retesting some previous areas that we have. This liquidity gap, you look at it on the daily, that is right here, and that is also our target of this previous swing high, that if we came down, we would fill that CME gap, and we would fill this liquidity gap here as well. So that's kind of what I'm hoping that we do. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to do that because we've just been kind of consolidating and going sideways within this range for the most part. And yeah, and I think we've got pretty solid support, between 116, 117. So far, we've gotten pretty solid support. And then even back here, 115, yeah, it looks good as far as support and resistance goes. But we do have this liquidity gap, and then we do have this swing level here that could be a major area of support. And the reason I like that is because not only is it an area that we moved really fast and far from, but we broke a previous high, and we haven't come back down and retest it. And we've retested these levels the last 2 times that we've done this. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on that to play out. Whether it does or not, I don't know. But it would be beautiful if it did. Please do it. For the love of God, please.
I mean, it's possible. You've got somewhat of a, I don't want to call it a double top, but you've got somewhat of the retest of that level down at 111 at 5 or whatever it is right there. Yeah, you would fill the liquidity gap, like you said. It would be a nice retest. And if you look at the consolidation we're doing right now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 times you hit that resistance level up top. So could we go sideways? I see what you're saying, man. It's kind of hard to tell because it looks like we could bounce and then go right back up to the top, get rejected at 120 again. Like we could, in other words, just kind of more of the same, like I was saying, just kind of up and down, just kind of bullshit sideways, which is boring. Yeah. But that's technically better than falling back down and retesting that level. When you start getting into the bull run of Bitcoin, guys, and Wes, I'm sure you'll agree with this. You remember this shit from 2020. When Bitcoin starts doing this move where it just jumps up the bleachers, it's a bull just jumping up the bleachers. It does not give two craps. Yep. It does not give any craps, dude. Yep. And just keep jumping. And when it does that, all this TA, you can wrinkle it up and throw it in the trash can, because Bitcoin, when it starts doing that, RSI don't mean shit. We can be so overheated for weeks. And Bitcoin's just like, nope, I'm going to keep rolling. I'll keep rolling. Now, do I think that's happening right now? I don't know. We've certainly had a good move. We're definitely going sideways. Would I like to see us go back down to 111 and touch it? Sure. Does that mean that we're going to get it? I don't know. Maybe not, dude. Maybe not. Maybe we consolidate a little more and then we just take our next move up, bro, up to 124, 130. The flagpole I was looking at before, Wes, and this is on the date. You're on the daily right now, right?
Yeah, this is the daily.
So can you go to the weekly for a second and pull up that flagpole just so I can compare it and zoom out a little bit? Back out.
Which one?
Okay, so back out a little bit. You're on the weekly now, right?
Yeah, this is the weekly chart.
Okay, zoom out even a little more just so we can see the bottom of that last move. Okay, you see that last flag pole from probably
here to here?
No, the one from no, I'm looking at the wrong one. From 80 to 109. The flagpole from it's probably 70 now. It's probably 75. From 75 to that huge one. Yeah, that huge one. Okay, so that one we're halfway through. Like if you extrapolated that flagpole, where we are right now is we're halfway through that. If that makes sense. If that makes sense what I'm trying to say. In other words, I feel like we're going to finish that flagpole out and we're only halfway through. We're going to consolidate a little bit because we're within that flagpole. So in other words, I think we do go sideways a little longer, but I think we're owed every bit of
that's that 135 target. That
it's actually even higher because if we complete this move,
well,
it's up around 150. I'm looking at the 0.1272 level of above that actually.
Oh, I was just taking the length of this and putting it on the flag. So equal would be 135. That's why everybody's been targeting 135.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I take it from the end and I'm getting around 146.
Oh, you're extrapolating and putting it on the top of the flag,
yeah, I certainly am. I always do that. I always put it on the very top of the last candle. Always because that's, and then from there I go conservative and go a little less.
Well, look,
I think 134 is too bearish, way too bearish.
So look, I mean that's why TA is very subjective, man. Like you can, if you know what I mean. Like some people look at the 0.618, you know what I mean. Some people look at the 0.272. Like it's really up to the trader, man, how they look at some of these things.
The only thing that I will say is where I get a little carried away, right? I got a little carried away in 2020. I said we're going to 100,000. Now I'm getting a little carried away saying 275, but yet I don't feel like I'm getting carried away this time either. So maybe I'm wrong, like I was wrong in 2020, but I still don't feel that I'm even close to wrong on this because I still feel like we should be there, but just because we should be there doesn't mean shit. We came from $15,000, and I have to keep reminding myself where we were. I mean, when were we at 15,000, Wes? It was less than a year and a half ago, right? It was only
it's been a while.
Has it been that long? Let's see, maybe 2 years. Not even
November 2022. It's been a long time, man.
Bro. It's shit. The time is just going too fast, bro. Okay, so it feels like it was only a year ago, but it wasn't. Okay, so scratch that. That was the bottom of the bear market. And that was, what'd you say? When was that? 2022?
Yeah.
No way.
That was when we put in our lowest point.
It's been 3 years.
Yeah. November. Yeah, November, man.
God. My God, I can't even believe.
What do you like about? Bro. Do you like this inverse here?
I see that inverse all day. Yeah. I see that inverse.
And it looks like it looks like on the weekly. This is what I think we're gonna do. You were saying
that target's 150 though, right? If you take that inverse.
Yeah, if you were to measure that, you probably it probably
150
would be
all day, 146 at least.
Probably would be.
See, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting up there, 146 to 152.
So 152 is for this on the weekly. On the daily, that specific flag to me, my target would have been 135 on that. But on this,
on the bigger move,
being that we just broke the neckline here, I do think that we come back and retest it, and then on that retest, we can start seeing some of these areas that we had previously before. We got an order block here, and all an order block is just creating a liquidity gap and also a break of structure where it's continuing up. We're breaking over the previous high, so we get that order block, and a lot of times we'll come back and try to retest them. But this on the weekly, I don't think we do that, man. Forget the order blocks on the weekly. I just don't think that we're going to come to 103.98,000 and retest that. I mean, we could, but I just don't think it'll happen, man. I think that the next 2 to 3 months is going to be super bullish. It's I agree with that. I feel like we definitely have paid our dues.
I had to pull that up.
Yeah, I
Holy
feel like we
crap.
definitely have paid our dues, man. We've been patiently waiting. We've been here every Thursday, man, trying to just keep our patience in line, man.
GMB says if the money comes by Q4, I'm happy. And look, that's what I'm saying, guys. Look, if we've got, that's a beautiful setup, by the way, Wes. Beautiful inverse head and shoulders that I haven't even seen. Now, granted, I haven't been looking at the charts much, but I don't know if I would even caught that like you did. That's a beautiful, beautiful inverse. And you know what? I saw it a different way. I saw the target breakout from my flagpole from the extrapolation being at 150. This shows that. So it doesn't matter that how we got to the same price target, but we both did a different way. That goes to show you how TA works, you guys. It one way or another, it's a game of percentages with TA, and you're not always going to be accurate, and you can't predict the future. It's not a crystal ball. It just gives you better odds than not using TA. That's all it is. You got to keep that in mind, guys. This is not a science. It's more of an art, but there's science behind it. So you have to kind of respect it. Like, I hate when people talk shit about TA because they say, oh, well, it's like astrology and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's percentages. I mean, now you can make it like astrology and you can go with the moon cycles and all that shit. You can get crazy like that, but it's still based on mathematical statistics and probabilities. So it's not just a gambling hocus pocus thing. Everybody that's invested short-term or long-term should learn their basics, how to read a candlestick, how to read wicks, how to read open and closes, learn your basic patterns. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Even if you're not trading, you should learn this because it teaches you to give yourself a better option, right? Like say you want to hold something, then you want to sell it. This is what TA does. TA actually makes you go, well, my chances are maybe I should sell this or maybe I shouldn't right now based on these facts, based on these patterns. It just helps you have more information to make your decision. And it doesn't predict the future, but it definitely helps with what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm liking how we look on the weekly, man. Nobody can deny on a weekly chart that we do not look phenomenal, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a beautiful move. Look at this, dude. What the fuck? Like, you don't see this, man. This is just a beautiful Elliott wave, man. We're putting in that fifth wave now, and this is the time to be locked in, guys. We don't have, from my point of view, we don't have too much crazy time for this cycle if you believe in the cycle theory, like I do. But it still looks really good, and there's nothing wrong with this structurally. It's beautiful, man. We come back and retest any of these white lines, fill that liquidity gap. Even if we came back here to 100K and retested this as like some kind of double bottom, it looks beautiful, man. It looks beautiful. But our target breakout next is that 123. We got to break above 123 before soon. We got to get above 123. Keep moving.
I think it's interesting you calling out that $100,000 level of a possible retest. We've only been there. We've been there a little bit. We traded there a little bit, but there's definitely room in there for the market makers if they want to, if they want to trade in there and bring it back to that level. The real question we got to ask ourselves is, if and when we go to 146, 150, there's going to be some, Garrett Soloways out there saying, we hit the top, short it. That's it. The top is in, we're done.
Yeah.
And, maybe, or maybe not, maybe that move, up to the 130s towards the 150, maybe that move is the trigger to have a temporary correction to where you come back down to 120, 100,000 even. Something radical where it shakes everybody out and you get that big red candle and everyone says, that's it. It's over. Pack it up. Go home. Bear market. And then all of a sudden that next wave comes after everybody sells their shit at 125 and then it just rips back up, dude. That would wreck so many people. So I'm curious to know, let's say we go towards 146, 150. I already know that you're planning on either taking some profits out in October and or around the 146, 150 level.
Yeah.
What is your What is your thought on the fact that what I just said being a possibility of happening? Like, what is your precautions against that? Like, are you going to be like, you know what? I'm not going to take all of it out just in case. Like, you're going to leave a little bit in there to ride just in case. But at the same time, you're going to put some in your pocket. Like, you're going to make sure you're good. So that balance is very delicate. And
it is a very delicate balance. And
that's
I'm
the
nervous.
scary part. Yeah.
I'm nervous as shit because look, man, I am freaking hyperliquid bull, man. I have a lot of hyperliquid and a lot of alts, within the hyperliquid ecosystem that haven't done well at all, man, in the last
my little
2
memes
weeks.
on hyper not doing so great.
So, there's always that, like, I'm nervous that, and we've said this, dude, not all of them are going to run this time. Last cycle, there wasn't near as many altcoins as there are now. The pump.fund, which is crazy, dude. The price on pump.fund, that thing has been getting, oh God, dude.
What, decimated?
Oh my God,
pummeled,
dude.
right? Pummeled?
I'm like, it's to the point where I'm like, all right, I like, dude, I'm about to buy some now because this is way down.
Is it that bad? When they said they were going to release it, the coin and pumped, I was like, yeah, good. You guys have fun with that shit. Like, I am not going near that.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is like, I'm a hyperliquid bull. Everything else has been running. It has been painful to see everything else run and hyperliquid not. So we know that not everything is going to run because how many tokens there are, right? And we like Cook. We like crypto Twitter. We like these low cap community cult coins. We love those. But there's so many of them that we're not sure liquidity is going to get pulled to these projects the way the cycle's been this year. We hope it does because we hold these tokens, but we don't know if it's going to happen, man. So it's scary to think like, all right, so is Hyperliquid ahead of Bitcoin or is Hyperliquid behind Bitcoin like the altcoins? Because we saw a mini rotation. We saw a little rotation. It was Bitcoin, then Bitcoin went into the red. Ethereum was leading everything. It was Ethereum, Shiba Inu, Doge, PayPal, all the ETH coins, the blue chip altcoins. And then we saw that trickle down to, Solana, Cardano, all these started outperforming. And then NFTs were up 25%. Blue chip NFTs. Yeah, I said NFTs. You guys probably forgot what the hell they are.
What the hell is an NFT?
The blue chips rose 25% while Bitcoin was in the red and Ethereum, this money rotates. So that it was crazy to see a rotation like that and hype not getting any of that rotation because it's already had the hype. Like, it's scary, man. It's scary. So
now to the other side of what you're saying, because I agree, we had the mini rotation, but the mini rotation, I had a good long conversation today with somebody about this. They've been in crypto 5 years, made some good moves, made some bad moves, made some mistakes. Some mistakes were made more on the security side of a centralized thing and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to put his business out there, but when you look at that kind of thing and then you sit back, in reality, hype never had to crash either. Like
no, it hasn't.
Everything else has had that correction and shit, but hype's just kind of been like parked. And exactly. I think where it's parked is a safe, like hype is just chilling. Like, hype's at $46. I checked it earlier. It was at $46. Hype is just like, you know what? Y'all play that rotation game. Yeah. Hype is like, screw you guys. I'm going home. You guys want to rotate and do that shit? Hype's like, nah, dude, park. It's just
that goes into the timing thing.
I like that though.
It goes into the timing thing.
That gives me more bullish case for hype, right? Because hype is so focused that hype's just like, nah, man, I ain't rotating shit. Hype's just like, no, I'm parked. I'm chilling. I ain't doing nothing.
But there had to be money rotating out of it. You know what I mean? My concern is we know
people were coming in too. That's why it's like this, because new money. Yeah, some money might have been leaving a little bit to take profits to buy some other shit.
It was, I mean, dude, it pulled back a good bit, man. It went from 50 something all the way to 42.
that you just feeling that
$42.
pain because you're a
No,
whale.
listen. So
That's not that big a move.
Here's my
That's
thing,
a
dude.
small move. You're a
With
whale.
Bitcoin, with Bitcoin, we expect Bitcoin to run first, and then the blue chips, and then the mid caps, and then the micro, and then the NFTs. We expect that. So to see money coming, to see all or Hyperliquid lead that, and then Bitcoin, and then the alts, and then the NFTs, and none of that money getting rotated back and just leaving, it just makes me wonder, man. Like it just makes me cautious. Am I going to be able to pull the top on Hyperliquid? Is it going to be just some random top like it has been? Because it just randomly runs by itself.
Fine. I think you're fine. But what I think that is happening is the more you have of something and you have a decent bit of hype, the more you have of it, and then you check it, you're like, man, we went from 57 to 42, man. That's a fucking big drop. But in reality, the reality of it is it's only a huge drop to you because you're holding.
Drop. It's a big drop, dude.
Not that big for an altcoin.
No, but if you're looking at percentages, that's a big drop. If you're that's a 25% drop, dude.
Hold the hype chart.
That's a big drop.
I want to see.
All right, hold on, man. Let's get through this, dude. Let's get through this real quick. I just wanted to point this out, man. So just on the 4 hour, as you can see, we started a new candle on the daily chart. That is part of what this is. We've been hitting this area as resistance. You can see it's really, really tight. So take it how you want. This is just kind of how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the closes here. And then we've hit it as support so far. Right now, we're retesting that as of right now. So I just wanted to point that out. And then our little liquidity gap would be here. And then this is a really strong low, man, because we've broke that previous area, that previous swing, and then we moved up so fast. So this is a really strong low. And I see this as a strong low as well with all the, activity we've had in here. And I'm not really paying attention to this as of yet, but it is something to watch. But Hyperliquid.
Nice retest on that descending line, by the way.
Yeah,
it
looks good, right?
Nothing to me looks bearish about that at all.
No, it looks, anytime we flip like that, Sierra, but anybody that doesn't, anytime you flip like that on a line, on a resistance, and it's acting as support.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. That's a beautiful textbook freaking bounce. I actually want to see that because that shows that we're behaving in a way we should. Like, that's when TA is beautiful to me. It's like, oh, look at that. It's like, I like to see that. Yeah, I like to see that because that's like less manipulation.
Yeah.
Hold on real quick while you're pulling up hype. Holmes says, you think this move on Bitcoin to 140 to 150 happens by end of September?
So 150?
Yeah. When is the meeting? When is the 86% chance meeting?
I think that we get that rate cut, dude. People are going to start pricing in that rate cut
by end of September. Oh, it's in September. Okay.
Yeah, it's in September.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very likely. If not, the latest is October, so you only got 1 month after that is what I would say. But definitely,
we're going to end the year with a bang,
dude. We're going to strap in and get ready, boys, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be very interesting to see when Sierra was right about $275,000 Bitcoin.
So this is Hyperliquid now. I mean, it's doing 1, 2, 3 correction, but you
wedgie. Woo! Look at that wedgie.
That's a pretty big,
dude. That's a nice wedgie, though. Look at that descending wedge right there, tightening up. This is a nice entry, bro.
17% drop. 17% drop from the top.
Oh,
and we could go lower, dude. We could go a little bit lower, but we're pretty much right back at this.
No, this is a great entry on hype. This is a beautiful.
And I'm not saying it's not my issue that I was trying to get across is that the selling point, dude. Like, when do you, if hype isn't in that rotation and it's just doing its own thing, that's why, I feel like I got to be more focused on hype and really set my target. And, because if it's not following everything else, it's doing its own thing, you got to watch it a little bit more.
Well, keep in mind too. Keep in mind what you're going up against. Hype is going up. Literally, hype is going up against trying to take liquidity away from Ethereum, Solana,
No, not
Cardano.
Ethereum. Not Ethereum.
Well, not directly, but how do I say it? It's not directly like competing with Ethereum, but it is getting that attention, mind share. Like in other words, where like people like me would be more focused on ETH. I'm looking at hype. Like my eyes have been on hype since $14.
Hype EVM, man. It's the EVM, dude. It is Ethereum, and you like just people don't realize it.
This
man.
is
like Arbitrum. That's Ethereum.
This is a beautiful entry, in my opinion. If you're looking to get into hype right now, this pullback, this wedgie is so tight and it's folding in on itself.
Yeah,
I just
we're coming up on this area here.
Yeah, even if you go to that level, who gives a shit? I mean, dude, that's down to $41. You know what? I mean, that's not even. What a great entry on hype right here, I think. I don't know, dude. I see one hell of an entry. You had one massive. I see what you're saying. You had a move down. You had a correction. Now you're getting a real tight move down. But, dude, look at what hype's done in the short amount of time, bro. This thing is an absolute beast.
Yeah.
My biggest calls for this season are hype and Pudgy Penguins. And I haven't changed on either one. I think Pudgy Penguins takes the cake for not. I think Pudgy Penguins is the big mainstream doge of this cycle. It's gonna do big things. I think Pudgy Penguins is gonna roll.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But for layer ones, I still kind of call. I know hype's not really a layer one, but I feel it just acts like it's its own.
Yeah, they
thing.
have their layer one.
I think hype is that play for the cycle, and I think you were right about your initial call. I think hype goes around 225, 250 this cycle, no problem. So I would not be scared if I was sitting. I'd be comfy in spot if I were you. I would chill. I think this thing's gonna moonshot, bro. I really do. I think this is gonna be your play for this cycle. I think this is gonna really pay off for you because you got in on the airdrop. I mean, you know, if I wouldn't have been so busy at the time, you told me to get in on the airdrop. I didn't listen. I was like, nah, I'm not airdrop farming right now. I'm too busy. I had a lot of shit going on. Now I totally regret it because I was like, damn, I should have listened. He told me so many times to get in on it. So it's not your fault. You told me, you were like, dude, try this hype. And but luckily you got the airdrop. You got and dude, I'm very happy you did because I'm so bullish on this project. It's not even funny, dude. I really do think this is a clear winner of this cycle. I think it does amazing things.
Yeah, I think so too, man. It's just there are a few things that I kind of wish were a little different, which would be
the leverage.
We need more token exposure, man. Like we need some. And it sounds weird to say that, but I think it would be good for the token price for everybody's pockets if KuCoin or Crypto.com or Coinbase,
you need a listing. You need a listing.
Yeah, we need some kind of
you get it though. I think you're gonna get it. I think you're gonna get a freaking list.
They have to buy it. They have to buy it to list it. They have to actually have some to be able to sell it. So
I think they will, dude. I think they will. I think they'll go for. I think they're going to go for when. You know what? I think they're going to go
off how they did the airdrop.
They're going to go for Robinhood. They're going to go for Robinhood or Coinbase, bro. That's what I think, or possibly both. I think they're saving up to do that. Yeah, that's what I think they're gearing up for.
I think you're right, dude. But the exchanges have to buy the token if they want to sell it. Yeah. So a lot of these exchanges, how it works, dude. They're fucking dirty, man. They want you to give them tokens to be listed on their platform so they can make you money. And Hyperliquid's like, fuck the norm, dude. Like, we're airdropping this to all the degens that stayed on our network and it did everything on our system. And they didn't airdrop to any of those guys. And I think all those guys are pissed off because they didn't get no liquidity. They didn't get none of the hype.
Well, they are. They're butthurt.
Coinbase and all those. Yeah.
But the one thing, the only beef that I had with hype was that fucking trade that happened. That trade that happened where, now we got to get rid of the 100x leverage. Like, it was like, come on, dude. One kid messed up recess for everybody. That whole stupid shit. I still think that was shady. I still think something stupid went down. How are you going to export your money in the middle of a trade like that? I don't know. That's still doesn't sit great with me, that whole excuse that came out about why that happened. But
they took a hit. They took
yeah,
a really hard hit. And the
they
way
took
that they
the
were
hit.
trying to do it was in a way that nobody else has really done it before. And something like that really hurt them. Because
I
some
know.
douchebag figured out a back door, how to make a shit ton of money on his trading,
But
liquidating himself.
But that back door was like, come on, man. Nobody tried that before him. Like none of the devs tried that
Right.
before.
It should have
Like,
been caught. It should have been caught.
I don't know, dude. That kind of bummed me out a little. But
It should have been caught.
my buddy is down 20% still. My all right buddy is down. My Beats is non-existent. I think I owe them money. I think I
actually owe them money. I don't know how that happens.
It's like I think I owe them money. It's like $50.
Yeah.
So, but
I think we get a good bounce here, man. We've got confluence.
I think we do. Look at how
support.
tight it's getting, dude. Look how tight it's tightening up. Beautiful chart. When I see that kind of a move and that nice downward arrow, it's just getting tighter and tighter. I think hype's gonna freaking rocket, dude. Easy hype goes past $100. Easy, very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
I agree with that. And yeah, so actually this might not be a bad time to put in a long here, man, because
I know I was looking at that.
That's some pretty good. If anything, we're gonna bounce really hard right here.
Yeah, dude.
And come up to about 43, 44. That could be a good opportunity for anybody looking to long.
That's what I'm looking at right now because I don't trade very often, but that's looking pretty healthy.
All right, so I want to show you something else that I caught on the charts the other day. Oh, did you see this when I posted this? Okay, so I was looking at this on the this Kalman trend. It just goes does the colors green, gray, red, showing you the different trends. And all right, this is what I noticed on the ADX and DI, the average directional index down here. You can see we have the blue line. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like having this other screen, dude. I wish I would have done it earlier. All right, so you can see the blue, the green, where I have these vertical lines. We get that bullish crossover on the ADX and on the oversold indicator down here, or the reversal indicator. We're below the 50, this yellow line. We're either below it or like right at it. This one is a little bit above it, but every time that's happened, man, we've gone up over 20%, 22% on average, right? And we just got that. This was back here in February. We got this one that happened in November 2024. We got this one that happened April 2025. And then it just happened here as well. 22%. That takes us to that 140 mark, dude. So that's just another thing that I caught on this chart, man, just looking at this, these crossovers. It actually did it again back here too. And we went up. Right here. So out of the last 5 times this has happened, we've gone up majorly. And it's something that we just saw that's happening right now. So I'm kind of banking on that, dude.
Bro, can you zoom back out for 1 second? Zoom back out for a second. Look at what I'm about to say real quick. You see that blue line, right? You see how long we rode on it way back there? Like how long we were fairly close to it.
Yeah, that was when we first started our bull run, really.
So here's the thing. The closer you are to that line is like I call that the safe zone, right? Because it's safe. As long as you're near that line, it's not hot potato. It's not time to get out because you're riding that line, right? So here's the thing. Rode that line for a while, then you had a massive move. You didn't even come down and touch it. You almost touched it, but then you had that nice big where your first yellow arrow is. You had that nice run up. Then you came back down to earth and you touched it. Now everything cooled off. Then you had a massive run. Then you came back and touched it and cooled off. But look what we're doing now that's very interesting.
What?
Look how close we still are to the blue line. Yeah, we're having a little bit of a run up, but we just came off the blue line not that long ago, and we're going up. So my point is we still have that massive room. Yeah, like we still have plenty of room to run. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I was pointing out. Is
it's beautiful.
Every single setup, dude, on the trend reversal and on this one, we were way below the 50% because it gives you a reading over here, 60%. When are we likely to reverse? And every time we've gotten the cross on this ADX and we were below the 50 here, that is what has happened, dude. We came out of the red. We came out of the red, got the cross, below the 50, moved up. Same thing. Cross, moved up. Cross, moved up. We got our reds, cross, move up. 22% on average. And so, if it's happened the last 5 times that we've been in this cycle, what's stopping it from happening this time? So 22% would put us just on this move. I'm not saying overall, I'm not saying that's the top, but I'm saying it would put us around our targets of, where we're talking about the bull flag, the inverse head and shoulders, and then this. So
but
a lot of bullish stuff.
But it also raises your blue line. If you were to continue drawing, your blue line would end up around 110,000. So you'd run up, and then where are you going to fall? Your fall point would be around 110,000. The blue line is every bit headed towards 110 all day, right?
Yeah, it's
all day,
yep.
all day. So if people say, "Oh, bear market," okay, so we fall to 110 in the next 6 months. I mean, good God, guys. I mean, really, would you complain about that? Like, bro, this is higher for longer all day. Like, I'm not saying super cycle, guys. Get it out of your freaking head. When I say 275, I still say we come down and we touch reality. I am not a super cycle guy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we definitely have enough gas in the tank to hit 275 all day. We still have enough drive to get up there. And it's going to be tight. It's going to be within a 2 or 3 month range where you get that euphoric run. But, dude, that's what happened in 2021, right? You had a 3 or 4 months where you had that massive, just every day, just expensive growth. And I think we have that again this time around. And I think it happens fast. It's going to be scary as hell. Almost as scary as our numbers tonight because we're being shadow banned, probably because of our headline.
Probably.
Hillary was like, you know what, getting Crypto Remora, we got to pull that shit down. Kind of sus that both our internet went down from the thumbnails. I'm just saying. But whatever, we'll take a shadow ban every now and then. We'll eat some crow over the title. That's fine. Next week we'll get you back. But let's see here. Wes, good chart, brother. Can we bring up our Crypto Remora custom chart just to remind everybody?
Oh yeah, I got it locked, loaded, and ready, man.
This is the custom Crypto Remora chart you will not see anywhere else. This is our cycle top indicator warning showing us that we are halfway through the bull run, which is basically what I feel anyway. And it looks like we're perfectly sitting in the middle of this chart. We're not even close to Green Skies Mountain yet. We haven't even started the climb of the mountain.
We're starting it.
We're getting some green.
Yeah, we're out of this area now. And something I want to see us do is
a bit of green on those last two. There's a little green grass growing on there.
We want to get to this yellow line. It's happened the last 3 times, so we're expecting it to happen again. Why not? Why would we ignore that, right? But one thing I would like to see is us get over this on the RSI as well. And we're coming up on that, as we speak. Looks like a little resistance on the RSI. But we're past the green 60. No, we're past the 70. Past the 70. So we're getting there, man. This is just literally just cycle after cycle after cycle. From the bottom to the top is in the shade, bottom to top shade. And then the orange to the red is kind of like that last push that's happened in the previous cycles. So I've just got it all measured out and timed.
Beautiful chart. Only available on our channel, guys. Only available on this channel.
Yeah. So if it keeps repeating, we'll know. We got a bunch of comments, man. Oh. I think this movie. Okay, no, you've been keeping up with it. I guess it was new on my end.
GMB says I still don't get the thumbnail. GMB, the thumbnail is straight up clickbait. We're trying to bring some new traffic in. It kind of didn't work, kind of backfired. I think our boy and Hillary got on the phone and said, pull the plug on that real quick. So it kind of backfired on us, but all good. just to segue into a story. You know, we're still growing, guys. We still need 200 more subs. You know, we got to get the likes up. If you guys are in here, you're watching, please hit subscribe. It only takes a second on the Crypto Remora channel. We're only 200 people away from our 1,000 level mark, which we got to hit this cycle, dude. We got to hit it. You guys got to help get us over that monumentous mountain of 1,000 subs. And we are there. We're almost there. Less than 200, I think, last time we checked. But we need your help. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you nothing, but it helps us out greatly. You get all this good free alpha.
There is a theory, man. There is a theory that I have on this, and it's Malik Obama. So the clickbait. We were trying to tie some stuff into it, GMB, and we found some dirt on Malik Obama. So we were, yeah. Anyway, it's clickbait, man. Just clickbait.
A little bit of clickbait. Get them clicking.
Yeah.
On some
family ties.
On some Cardano news, GMB. I told you I went ape shit on stuff on that last little mini dip. I think I have now 36,000 stuff tokens, which means at 9,000 per album, I'm going to be able to do 2 or 3 albums. My math good on that? Yeah, something like that. And I'll be able to chip in more. But I was going to ask you, being you're in here now, I'll ask you in front of the entire stream. You guys are just going to have to wait. Is there anything in Stuff's thing that says that they will raise? Like, I know the price fluctuates on stuff. Is there anything in Stuff's roadmap that says that they will raise the price of albums? So in other words, like, would they say, okay, right now an album is 9,000 stuff tokens, but you know, that's regardless whether the price goes up or down. But is there anything that says they'll raise that number up? In other words, where they say right now it's about 9,000 for an album, but you know, hopefully they don't have anything where they're going to say, okay, now an album costs, you know, 18,000 stuff. Like, is there anything that kind of I should have done more research. I didn't care. I was happy with the service, so I was glad to scoop more tokens up because they did a great job. But is there anything that, from what you've seen, that they're going to kind of lock in the price, or at least the amount? I know the price will change with price, but will they lock in the amount of actual stuff they charge per album? It says, I think the stuff price is based on relation to ADA. Yeah. Not the price of stuff, but the price per album. So in other words, 9,000 per album to do now, but in the future, is there anything saying where they won't raise that? You see what I'm saying? Like, they won't raise the price of stuff per album. I'm still not asking that question right, Wes. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
I'm saying, like, will they say, okay, now it's 9,000 to make an album, but then later they'll say, okay, now it's 12,000 stuff to make an album instead of 9,000.
I mean,
and the price goes up. So, because if the price goes up of stuff and that number goes up, then it's going to be exponentially more expensive as time goes by. Because I don't want to rush to put my album out. You see what I'm saying? I kind of want to take my time. He says, yeah, they want to keep it in relation to an ADA price. I think that's kind of what I was asking. That's good.
So yeah, height looks good right here.
Let's put a long in, dude. 86x leverage, dude. You can't even do that on hype no more, right? You get, what's the max on hype?
I think it's 50. I do have that trade in, dude. I got a trade in at 114. I think it's a limit order because I do think that we fall through here. I mean, obviously we have these levels first that we got to get through, but I would like to potentially come back and retest this area like we've done so many times in the past. But I just want to look at Lux Algo really fast. Yeah, Lux Algo is looking good, man. Still green. We've hit both of our targets. We could, where's this at? Yeah, 114. So this trend catcher right here is at 114 as well. So we could come back, retest that. We'd still be within our range here. Knock out this swing high and then continue up. That's what I think we do, man. That's what I think we do.
Lux Algo's targets to the downside don't go anywhere near that CME gap at 92. So I don't think we see 92. I think that CME gap is done. Losses, though. I think that CME gap is done at 92 until the bull market's over, guys. I think we can forget about that for a little bit. What you think?
Yeah. No,
Can we just bury that?
I 100% agree. I don't think we go there.
We don't go to that gap?
Bear market. No.
Till the bear market, dude. Let's
go.
That means higher for longer, bros. That means higher for longers. Are you guys ready for this? Are you ready for higher for longer for the next 3 to 6 months? Let's go, dude.
I'm fucking excited, dude.
Yeah.
I am ready. Ready, man. Ready. Let's see what the week target is. So we might already hit it. So yeah, we're just waiting on these to reset to get our targets. Man, Lux Algo is just a freaking beast, dude. Hitting targets left and right. Yeah, it didn't move them yet. We're just waiting on these targets to get moved. I think we come down and fill that liquidity gap before we move up. So we'll see. We'll see. We're keeping an eye on it. Everything still looks good, though.
Yeah, I've not been convinced this whole episode of anything bearish thus far. I'm sorry, guys. I got nothing for you. I know I'm normally the one that comes and points out the negative side of things. I got nothing other than a retest of that one level if we get lucky. I got nothing else other than that.
I do have something. One more thing, dude. Because I know Holmes is in here. Shit, now I can't see. What did I do?
Oh, you brought the screen up.
Oh, I need to pull this. Haha, there we go. I figured it out. Hey, I figured it out, dude. That is exciting shit. Global M2 money supply. I just wanted to look at this, man, because we're talking about. Is this what I want to look at? I don't know. Yeah, global M2 money supply. So, dude, look how much we had back here in 2020. Obviously, that was when COVID happened, and it's just kind of relative to where we are now. Because when we got that move last year in 2020 up to the top, I mean, look how expanded the money supply was, how much we actually had, and look at where we're at right now. So, even though it looks like the money supply has been moving up a lot lately, if you look at it on some charts, but when you look at this and you compare it to previous times before, it's nothing, dude. When they really want to open up and start that money printer, dude, we've got a lot more liquidity that can flow into this, and I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that looks good, dude. That's actually really reassuring. It's almost like kind of backwards on it because, you know, it's like previous cycles, it almost went, you know, Bitcoin ran first or not first, but like kind of front ran it and then peaked over top of it. This last one, it cut through the middle of it. So, you know, boy, if they turn that thruster on, if they turn that printer on turbo mode, look the hell out, dude. Like, look out, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can see a huge difference. I mean, even that gap in between the last two, like closest to us, man, is, you know,
not as big as the gap now. Look how long for low we've been because of Papa Powell being a prude.
And this is, keep in mind, this is without rate cuts. So like there is a lot more that we're gonna see. Money's gonna be flowing a little bit easier. And then another one that I wanted to show. I wish I could figure out how to do this a little more efficiently.
MVRV ratio. That's a good cycle top.
There it is.
Indicator.
That's how I do it. Oh shit! I just figured it out. This is the federal funds rate next to the Bitcoin price, and as you can see, since the time, I mean, look at this back here, dude. This is the highest that it's been in a very, very long time since throughout, you know, Bitcoin's life. This is the highest that it's been. Look what happens when they started cutting rates back here when, you know, COVID happened and then they started cutting rates. We went from 2%, 2.4% all the way down to 0% here. And that was when we really started to take off. When they started cutting, when COVID happened, everybody was fearful, man. We just heard about COVID. We were fucking dropping. Everybody was getting out of the market and panicking. But they were cutting rates as that was happening to help balance that out. And then after they realized that rates were so low and there was money flying and, you know, the M2 money supply was expanding, that was when we got our parabolic move. And we have a long way to go. We're at 4% now, 4.4. If we can get that down, even back down to 2%, dude, I think that that is going to be huge. That is going to be huge. So just something to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're due all the way around for this move. It's getting closer, guys. It's definitely getting closer. Yeah, GMB, if you reread the white paper on stuff, go ahead and send them a note. Just tell them that Sierra would appreciate it if they would lock in album prices for a year or two. Just say, you know, keep your album prices at 9 or 10,000 per album for a year or two, no matter what the price is, because they'll still make money, right? If the price of stuff still goes up, it'll still cost more money even to buy 9 or 10,000 stuff tokens. So that it'll still cost more money, but just lock in the price for the musicians so they can kind of gauge where they're at. Like, because where we're down right now, I'm thinking maybe I should buy enough for 5 or 6 albums, and then, but then again, if the price raises on the album, that's different than the price raising on stuff. You see what I mean? That's what I was asking. But anyway, I had a great experience with them, so that was cool, man. That was awesome, very cool. Oh, awesome, guys, by the way, we are going to have some more Crypto Remora stickers available very soon. We're going to post that. We have the .com. We also have a page where we can set it up directly and link it up. So me and Wes will talk. We can get some more merch, and you guys will be able to start buying Crypto Remora merch. So that'll be cool, dude. Some coffee mugs. We got to get our own mugs first, but we're working. We are twerking on it, guys. We will have that for you.
Google Trends, man. Google Trends hasn't even fucking moved, dude. All right, that's all I got, man. I'm about to go crash out, dude.
I hear you. It's been a long day, dude. It was about 2 hours before the stream, just trying to get the shit to work.
Right.
Thank you guys for being here. Man. Sorry about that. We love you for being here. Sorry about the wait. Next week, hopefully it will go a lot smoother. But yeah, we will be making some changes. Hopefully StreamYard gets their end of the signal. I don't know why they show one signal when everything else is full on.
We had nothing went wrong, man, while we were here. I mean, when we finally went live
on the stream. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Had to leave my normal residence to get it to go work, but okay. I mean, it worked 3 weeks ago. Fine. I just don't get it. And I upgraded to 5G. So what the hell? I don't know. Very confusing. But we'll be working on that. That's a work in progress. But yes, awesome.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you're following us on all socials at the Crypto Remora. Make sure you're following Sierra at Sierra Crypto and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love. Until next time. Peace out.